And a lot of things you cannot control. So once you get the gist of, I surrender, I release it. I am who I am. I am letting go of control. I am in this space exactly where I'm supposed to be. This may not feel that good, but there's something here for me. Hello, my Jolly Bays and wonderful beings. It is Laura here with Jolly E Day, which stands for Beautiful Minds. Around here, it is all about breathing, inhale, and exhale, and getting a whole lot more selfish, focused on our self-care, our self-healing, our self-love, our self-everything, okay? And it is also about inhale and exhale, letting some shit go. Yes, we must let some things go. We have been so conditioned by our mind, from our past, from our fails, from our future projections, from our wishing and wanting and hopings, from everything outside of ourselves. We've been so conditioned here, and we hold it all in, and we want to live in this way when it's not even our truth. It's not your truth. So we got to let some shit go in order to actually move in your truth and be in the truth of who you are. So today in this video, I am talking about breaking up. It's time to break up. And I know breaking up can be hard to do sometimes because there's an attachment there. Sometimes we actually believe that whatever this relationship is or whatever this attachment is really love. When it's more of, I just want to be in control of this. I just want to feel comfortable with this. I just want to be with this. But it's not really serving you, empowering you. They're not really loving on you like you should be loved on. And sometimes it is just time to break the F up with. And so we're talking about breaking up with yourself today. And technically, you're not really breaking up with yourself. You're actually breaking up with who you think you are. Breaking up with your old self-image. Breaking up with this identity you've based your life around. Breaking up with this negative inner critic that is holding you back from really being the truth, your truest version, your best version in this moment right now. So in this video, we are going to jump into 5 steps to breaking up with your inner critic. All right, so feel the vibes, feel the vibes. Matter of fact, let's take a quick inhale and exhale before we jump straight into this. Okay, inhale and exhale. It is time to let go and break up with some shit, okay? So the first step into breaking up with your cruel inner critic, with your false sense of self, with your old self-image, with who you think you are, is breaking up with shame, letting go of shame, ditching shame. Screw it. Y'all, real quick, I forgot to plug my mic in. So the first part may sound a little different. And sometimes it's tiny things like that that we beat ourselves up with, and then we're like, I gotta start all over. I gotta do this, and I'm like, screw it. I'm gonna keep on rolling. I'll just plug it in and sound a little crispier right now. Ditch your shame. It's okay. First of all, we all know that nobody is perfect. We say it, we hear it, it's around. Nobody's perfect, yet we still try to move in our life as this perfect being. The moment that you actually let go of this perfection idea, talking to myself, is the moment that you actually begin to move freely, flow. And it feels so good to be like, okay, if I messed up, if I stumbled, if I failed, if I fall, that's okay. I'm okay with that. And so in Google's dictionary, shame says a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. I've had many foolish behaviors, all right? I'm not perfect. I've had many foolish fun behaviors. I'm not perfect. I've had many things that happened or that I've done that, in the space that I'm in now, people could pull up and say, girl, remember when you were like this? And I could say, yes, I can, with a smile on my face. So even if it was the night before, you had too many drinks, you fell, stumbled, you said some crazy shit, breathe. You are who you are. If you don't like the way it makes you feel, or if you didn't like the way it makes you feel when you woke up the next day, screw it. Don't do it again. But don't beat yourself up because of a moment in time. Learn from it and keep on moving. All right? So that is your first step in breaking up with this old self-image, and something is biting me or itching me or something. Anyway, is breaking up with shame. Okay, so moving on to step 2, it is breaking up with guilt. Ditching the guilt. I'm a mommy of 2. Okay. Sometimes I do feel guilty, but it doesn't stop me from taking my Target, breather, break, run. Sometimes I got to get out the house. Y'all, I just turned 40. Woohoo! And on my 40th, we are still quarantining around here with the coronavirus. So no big party, no big shebang that we all normally would do for the 40th, right? All I wanted to do was be alone. And I didn't feel guilty about it. Maybe before I didn't feel guilty about it. All right. And my husband was like, well, what is wrong with you? My kids are like, you don't want us to go out to eat with you? I'm like, no, mommy wants my alone time. I want my own Lora me time. And so it's okay to ditch the guilt. Look, these kids have been underneath me, and I don't know if I'm talking to you if you have kids during this whole coronavirus pandemic. They have been underneath me since April, since this all started. All right. And I love my kids dearly. I love them. All right. But in order to be this wonderful super mom, you've got to take care of yourself. And so for me, it was just, let me just be by myself and breathe, truly breathe alone with my own space, my own breath, my own being. All right. And so if you're out there and you find yourself feeling guilty about saying no to people because you've always been that person to always help someone. Hey, you can call on so-and-so because she'll be there for you. Maybe you're just not feeling it. Don't feel it. Go with your gut. Go with your truth. All right? And ditch the guilt. Be okay with saying no. Maybe it's not showing up to something that everyone expects you to show up to because you're just that person and you're just not feeling it. F it. Fuck it. I said it. Fuck it. If you don't feel it, don't go. Stop feeling guilty for listening to your own gut intuition that you're just wanting to have a space to yourself. It is nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. And when people say, well, what happened to you? Why didn't you show up? And why didn't you come? I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to. It's not that you want to hurt anyone else's feelings. It's that you want to take care of yourself first. So ditch the guilt. Anytime that little guilt tries to creep on up in there, remind yourself that is what I'm about to do, say, move into, going to truly empower the space that I'm in right now. If not, then don't feel guilty about it. All right? So moving into step 3. Okay, so blaming others. Let's pause and breathe on that. Blaming others. It's time to ditch blaming others. It's time to break up with blaming others. How old are we? All right. You cannot blame somebody for how you feel. Yes, frustration happens. Yes, anger happens. Yes, annoyance happens. Yes, sadness happens. All of these things happen to you. All right. But you can't sit around and blame whoever it was that you feel you pissed me off for staying pissed off all day. Stop it. How old are we? Go have a breather break, hug a tree. All right. Have a meditation kumbaya moment. All right. Stop blaming others and own up to your own self. Own up to your own truth. All right. The only way someone can upset you, the only way someone can get you out of character, the only way someone can put a spell on you and have your mood shifted from happy sunshine to negative anger is by you allowing them to. So Own up to what you're allowing people to do to you and how you're allowing them to affect you. Be aware of what's really happening and why you feel that the need to blame others for how you feel or how you're moving or how you're responding and reacting. Sometimes that ego creeps in and we want to sit up there and say, you made me do this. You made me feel this way. You, when technically, sit back, pause, and breathe. You can't make me do shit that I don't want to do. So I'm going to stay in my happy-go-lucky space. All right? So break up with blaming others. Yes. So I've dropped 3 with y'all already. So as a matter of fact, drop in the comments which of these 3 is resonating with you right now. Breaking up with shame, breaking up with guilt, breaking up with blaming. And don't be shamed or ashamed to drop in the comments which one is really resonating with you, or even about some other people that you may know. I would love to hear from you. We're in this together. This community is a family here, and I really believe our energy vibes off of each other, and that's how we continue to grow. We got to break up and release some things from our old way of being so that we can make space for the new chapter, so that we can make space for this new present moment that we're being offered right now. All right? So drop in the comments. I want to hear from you. We're going to have to inhale and exhale on this one too. I just like to do that anyway, to kind of bring myself back into a present state of being, because I get so excited in all of the things that I share and do. And I hope that you can feel this energy. And I want to make sure that you are vibing with me. All right? So step number 4 is breaking up with the comparison trap. Breaking up with the comparison trap. In the world of social media, it is so easy to get stuck, your eyes fixated on someone's life, someone's relationship, someone's kids, someone's clothes, someone's everything. And you find yourself comparing yourself, your life, your kids, your everything to theirs. You have no idea what people have gone through to get to where they are. You have no idea what people are going through here. We all just assume that you see the filters and the beautiful pictures and the wonderful selfies, that it is a perfect painting on the other side, but you have no idea. And so stop comparing yourself. Nobody's perfect, okay? Stop comparing yourself to what everyone else has going on. In business, I have found myself in starting my business comparing myself at the starting point and looking at others that have been doing it for so long and have this amazing titles and roles and accolades tied to them, and made me feel like, oh my God, who's going to trust me? And I had to snap out of that, break up with it in order for me to continue in my greatness. All right? Stop with the comparison trap. It will only paralyze you. It will only keep you from being better, from up-leveling, upgrading, right? Stop comparing yourself. For instance, if it is the relationship you have with your body and you don't like it, do something about it. The more that you love on yourself instead of resisting and hating things about yourself, your skin, your hair, the way you talk, the way you move, when you stop comparing and when you stop finding all the things wrong with yourself, that is when you start truly loving yourself. And the more that you begin to love on yourself and find that you are nothing but love, you'll begin to nurture yourself better. You'll begin to create that body that you want, to create that amazing relationship with your body, knowing that this body is a temple. This body is a vehicle. This body is yours. You were the chosen one to take care of it. Do so, all right? And so stop comparing yourself to everyone that is not who you are. And don't even compare yourself to the old person that you used to be. Stop comparing yourself to the old self-image. Sometimes what you were back then, you may think you were doing greater than you were now, and you end up comparing yourself, feeling like, where did you fall off? Don't do that to yourself. Where you are right now is the space that you're meant to be in, whether it feels amazing or whether you're telling yourself you wish that things were like they used to be, or you wish things were differently. The only space that you have is right now. So do what you can in the space right now. Love on yourself and stop comparing yourself to the old self-image, your old identity, or to other people outside yourself. All right? We're going to break up with the comparison trap. All right? Whew. That was a good one. I like that. All right. I mean, these are all good, right? Okay, so drop in the comments right now. Comparison trap. Have you ever dealt with this comparison trap? And give me a little feedback. I'd love to know so that we can expand more on whatever is hitting a note with you in the next video. All right, so the final step. And y'all, before I jump into this final step, oh my gosh, the person outside is weed eating. So I don't know if you can hear that loud buzzing. It's not me, it's weed eating, okay? And I am not ashamed about it, okay? So if you hear it, hey, it is what it is. It's Saturday morning. Okay, so before I jump into this, I just want you to know that none of these steps are about fixing yourself. None of this video is about fixing you, okay? So don't get a misconception about these are things I need to fix about myself. No, these are things you need to break up with. These are things you actually just need to let go of. These are things that's holding you back from your truest self. It is no fixing to do. It is actually just recognizing that is any of these things serving me or empowering me. All right. So the final step is, I'll say, one, the number or the step or however you want me to say this, is letting go of control. Letting go of control. A lot of your pain, a lot of your suffering, a lot of your hurt, a lot of your shame, a lot of your guilt, a lot of your blaming, a lot of your comparison trap, a lot of all of this stuff comes from control. And a lot of things you cannot control. So once you get the gist of, I surrender, I release it. I am who I am. I am letting go of control. I am in this space exactly where I'm supposed to be. This may not feel that good, but there's something here for me. There's something here happening for me. Let me open up to it and stop trying to control forced action, making things happen that are not meant to be in this space with me. A lot of times we try to control the situation. We have plans here, how we want things to play out, how we thought our lives should be, how we think our lives should be, how we think things are supposed to work out and be, who you think you're supposed to be with. And it's all about controlling the situation versus surrendering and just being open to what life is offering you, to what life is revealing to you. We close off so many blessings and we miss so many miracles because we want to be in control. We are distracted by all of this mind traps and the mind games and the negative self-talk and the negative inner critic that is telling us that you're not good enough, you're not great enough. Beat yourself up for eating that cupcake. Beat yourself up because you said you were going to do this and you didn't get it done. Beat yourself up because they talked to you crazy and you didn't speak up and you're still here. Beat yourself up because what you just did, you failed and everybody's looking at you like failure. Beat yourself up. Beat. Lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. Can you tell me of any of these things that flow through your mind? Can you actually see it? Absolutely not. You cannot see it. And so all of these things that is paralyzing you or holding you back or keeping you from your greatness, keeping you from your truth, keeping you from moving in your truest, best version of yourself, all of these things are meant to be broken up with at certain times in our lives. Some of the things that you've learned along the way have helped bring you into the space that you're in. You've learned from it. You've grown from it, right? But most of these things are meant to be let go of. In this space, we don't have to think about anything. I don't have to think about being shameful. I don't have to think about being guilty. I don't have to think about if I'm good enough and comparing myself. I don't have to think about being in control. I don't have to think about blaming someone because I'm not in a space in my life that I feel I should be, or because I've been held back, or because I'm in a space without someone that I thought would be with me, right? You don't have to fall into this victim mentality because that's all it is. It is a victim mentality of woe is effing me. And you're not that person. The ego The ego tries to make you feel less than, lack of. If you're not in control of what's happening here. I'm really enjoying y'all today, and I hope that you're receiving some valuable valuable message here. Drop in the comments and give me a heart if you are getting value from this. Give me a heart, and you can expand on that heart if you would love to. I want to see your heart there with me. Give me that vibe. Let's vibe with each other. So I want to share something with you that came to me the other night. I was laying down, and that's a lot of times when things come to me, is when I'm not thinking. I'm actually resting. I'm in my peaceful mode, just about to go into a nice sleep, right? Everything is like, oh my God, this will be great for content. Oh my God, this will be great for a video. Oh my God, da, 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 da. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not working right now. Leave me alone. Let me go to sleep. But this thought came to me, and I want to share with you. It was about how, you know how sometimes we're about to do something, or you're about to say something, and you lose your train of thought? You just completely lose it. And you're like, oh my God, I forgot what I was going to say. Or, oh my God, I forgot what I was looking for. And then you start thinking, what was I looking for? What was I about to say? What was I looking for? What was I about to say? What was I looking for? What was I about to say? And you can't think of it. The minute that you release it, you break up with that thought. You break up with that idea of trying to figure it out. The minute you break up with it and you continue on, guess what? It comes back to you. And you're like, oh my God, I was going to go get this. It's not even a thought. It's just you begin to actually move in the motion of going to get what you were going to get in the first place, or what you were going to say. Oh, this is what I wanted to say, right? You trying to think about what you wanted to say or what you wanted to find, you lose it. All you can think about is what you were trying to think about and what you were trying to find. But the moment you break up with it, the moment you release it, the moment you surrender to saying, screw it, it'll come to me when I'm not thinking about it, it comes to you. Has this ever been brought to your attention about when you stop trying, when you stop forcing, when you stop overthinking about it, things just flow through you. Everything comes to you. Shit happens for you. So I just wanted to share that thought with you today. I'm not sure if that's exactly on the topic for today. We were talking about breaking up, and I guess I'm sharing about how a lot of these things, the guilt, the shame, it's all thoughts. It's all what we think. And when we think it, we're beating ourselves up. And so we're constantly doing it over and over and over again. And so we move in that manner. But the moment that you surrender, you release it, you let go, you break up with it. The moment you break up with these things that are not serving you, adding value in your life, you're able to allow creativity to flow through you. You're able to allow beautiful amazingness to flow through you. You're able to allow peace, love, serenity to flow through you. I'm feeling super light right now. You feel that? This space feels so amazing. Let's inhale in this moment. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. I hope that you enjoyed this video. The bottom line, all this boils down to your 5 steps in breaking up with this negative inner critic is truly becoming self-aware, becoming conscious, becoming present, becoming aware of what you're telling yourself, becoming aware of what's holding you back, becoming aware of this negative inner critic that is not truth. It's not who you are. It's not a reality unless you allow it to be a reality created through you. Don't allow that to happen to you. It's time to break up with that shit, okay? Be the truth and the authentic, pure version, best version of yourself right now in this moment. Releasing and breaking up with guilt, releasing and breaking up with shame, releasing and breaking up with that comparison trap, releasing, breaking up with control, releasing, breaking up with blaming others. Yes, release it all, break up with it all, ditch the shit. Inhale and exhale and let that shit go. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more to come. I love you. And yeah, make sure that you check out the next video. Hey, real quick before you go, it's Lora here, and I wanted to share something with you that I'm not sure if you knew. I have dropped my online course, Unlearn the BS, the old belief system. If you are interested in transcending or going beyond the limitations of the mind and awakening to your truest self, if you want to go deeper with breaking up with the conditioning of the mind that is paralyzing you or keeping you from being your best, your truest, greater self, then make sure you check that description for Unlearn the BS. I really would love to have you join me in this online course. Mwah!